Oh, I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? Yeah. Running and running and running and running and running and running. We won't stop. Competition got them on lock. Shut them down, open up shop. Yeah, up 20 with the top spot. 20 down like it's stock drop. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better? Oh, I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
It is a brand new week here on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend, and once again, we welcome you to Second Shift Brewing as Glory Pro Wrestling takes things outdoors. These matches filmed back on Father's Day, and it is your father's favorite wrestler, that's Dan the Dad, taking the center of the ring. And, well, it seems only apropos that if you're running a show on Father's Day that Dan would be involved. And, uh-oh, Dan's got the mic.
Well, how are you kids doing today?
Very good, Dad. Thanks for asking.
Thank you. It is Father's Day. It is football season here in St. Louis. Doesn't feel like it. That's okay, because we're mostly here to celebrate all the dads in our life. Whether they're here in spirit. Today, we celebrate fatherhood the only way that I know how. Drinking some cold beer. Having one delicious sandwich. And possibly body slamming a few people. We'll see.
How does he know exactly what my dad's Father's Day looks like?
It's our first one. I'll be back out here a little bit later to body slam some of those said people. But try to stay cool. We got water stations, we've got cold beer. But, happy Father's Day, everybody. I'm happy. Thank you.
See, now I suddenly regret that I was in the Glory Pro Wrestling Studios this whole time. Oh, what the hell is this? Mason St. Goods. He's not scheduled to be out here yet. Dan the Dad was going to address the people, and Mason St. Goods has come flying in. Mason hammering away with the boots to Dan the Dad as he chops him down into that corner buckle.
Happy Father's Day!
Oh, boy.
Shut up, Junior! Dan the Dad! More like Dan the Dad beef, it looks like it's a meat.
I didn't see Cinco slide in.
Hey, do you even take care of your kids? I mean, do you even have kids? No. Do you have one Father's Day? No.
How dare Cinco step into the ring and challenge Dan's fatherhood credentials?
It's Father's Day, and I'm in the giving mood for a gift. I'm going to issue a challenge. Even though you might not be ready for it, shut up. I'm going to let you challenge my guy right here, the Mason St. Goods.
Mason St. Goods is going to challenge Dan the Dad.
The real daddy is today.
Oh, them's fighting words, folks.
Alex, get in here.
Alex Strand being called into the ring by Dan the Dad.
All
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1 fall 30, Dan the Dad versus Mason St. Good.
Mason St. Goods, we're going to find out real quick if his knee has healed up. Well, he looks to be fine on the run. As Mason charges in, Dan boots him aside. Dan the Dad, the 10-year pro, flies from the second rope and takes Mason St. Goods, the youngest member of the crew, out to the floor. And Cinco's talking might have been a little bit too much as Dan pulls the Central State Sandwiches t-shirt right off of Mason St. Goods and lights him up around the side of the ring. That's product placement, folks. Knife edge chop again. As Dan takes Mason around the side of the ring. Right in towards the post. Don't waste time, Dan. Worked out for him. Lighting up the chest of Mason St. Goods, who's reeling on the outside, and a right hand lands. And a second time. And Dan gonna bring him all the way around. Reversal for Mason St. Goods, and he clatters Dan into the ring post. What is Cinco yelling at him for? What is the point of this? As Mason St. Goods rolls Dan back into the ring, and now the boot's being laid in. Well, I was going to say it off the top before Dan started us off this week, but we thank you wherever you're watching around the world as Alex Strahan gets only a count of 2 for Mason St. Goods. On YouTube, on High Spots TV, or on the Wrestling Spotlight channel on True TV Plus, we are closing in on 1 full year of Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. And how about our main event for this week? Kody Lane and Storm Grayson, 2 champions from different promotions, stepping in to face one another in Glory Pro Wrestling. Remember what we said a few weeks ago about the forbidden door opening into Glory Pro? Knife edge chops landing. Dan the Dad, reversed. Oh, duck underneath by Mason St. Goods, who steps up off the second rope and puts that knee right on the side of the head, and it looks like that knee injury that Raheem De La Suede has been very dubious over is certainly healing just fine, or has healed just fine, and I'm in Raheem's camp. How serious was that injury to begin with, and were there some games being played? Not that I'm trying to sow seeds of discontent into the crew. Wink. As Dan the Dad gets back to his feet. Elbows downstairs on Mason St. Goods. That'll force him to back up. And Dan reining in the jabs. That right hand landing right along the jawline of Mason St. Goods. Peppering him round and round he goes. And now say hello to Uncle Charlie. Oh, Mason St. Goods cuts him off. Mason, vertical suplex, took too long. Dan the Dad able to get him up and over and plant him center of the ring. And Dan is, I think he's going to get rid of that resplendent button up. He's got great fashion sense, I say as a father of 2. As Mason St. Goods backing into the corner. And you wonder how much the recent events for Dan the Dad are on his mind, with Warhorse striking Kody Lane the last time we saw those 3 gentlemen all together in the center of the ring after Dan and Kody came to help him out. His friends at war with one another as Dan flies. And Mason St. Goods gets wiped out with the crossbody count of 2 3/4. Dan getting back up to his feet. Still got the glasses on. And now I believe that button up, well, maybe not quite yet. But I do know what's coming now. I believe Dan the Dad is about to take that belt off and put the smackdown on somebody. Oh, Cinco just got Mason St. Goods out of the way in time. Now Dan may want to be careful as he ditches that belt, and that's over near where Cinco was standing. Mason being grabbed by the hair. Oh, but takes the opportunity to send Dan over that top rope. Downstairs, Mason St. Goods flies up and over the back. Sunset flip, back to his feet is Dan. Duck underneath by Mason. Tilt-a-whirl power slam. Great execution. Strahan over for the count, and it's just a count of 2.
Why you slide your hand?
And Cinco, you can hear, is still giving the business, shall we say, to Alex Strahan. Again, I disagree with his assessment.
Take him out. Let's go. Come on, finish this. We ain't got time.
Cinco telling Mason St. Goods, it's too hot, we ain't got time. Suplex, I think he might be looking brainbuster. Reversed. Uncle Charlie strikes on Father's Day. That button up being fully unbuttoned. Down the backside though, slides Mason St. Goods. Dan standing switch, reversed by Mason St. Goods. Back elbow strike lands on the point of the jaw. Dan, uh-oh. And again, that belt laying dangerously in the ring. Cinco trying to awaken Mason St. Goods. Oh, wait a minute. Dan didn't see his belt, so he'll go get Alex Strahan's belt. Oh, and Cinco just avoided a whooping. Mason didn't. Ow. Off to the shoulders, Mason St. Goods. Big trouble. Here it is. Backpack stunner. Packaged him up like a Father's Day gift. And Dan's gift is a W. He got jumped before the bell. His friends are in chaos, but nobody on Father's Day can stop Dan the Dad. Heather Monroe and Blair Onyx coming up next.
Introducing Smack Talk Showdown. Fulfill your dreams of becoming a professional wrestler. You and your friends adopt the most wild personas, give outrageous promos, and feel the burn as you tear into the mic and into your best friends with Smack Talk Showdown. This is the only party game where smack talking isn't just encouraged, it's required. Watch as friendships are tested, alliances are formed, and laughter is guaranteed. It's time to wrestle with words. Get ready for the ultimate smack talking experience, Smack Talk Showdown. Let the smack talking begin. Visit smacktalkshowdown.com, second edition available now.
Please, elaborate on how I'm the bad guy in all this. Somebody who's made me bleed. Comes in the ring holding a steel chair. Somebody who's fought tooth and nail to put me out of this business. Steps in that ring with a weapon, and I'm supposed to sit there and expect they're on my side? I don't care who they're friends with. I don't care if it's Dan the Dad waving his flag or not. That's not my problem. I had this in my hand, so I hit him with it. You would do exactly the same. I don't trust you. Just because Dan the Dad trusts you doesn't mean I trust you, Kody Lane. In fact, I don't understand how Dan the Dad can trust you. You two have put each other through hell. What's the difference? What is the difference between what you and I have done and what you and Dan have done? How can you say it's okay when you're not going to get even? I won't let you get even. My opponent for July is already signed. If they change that match, I won't be there. I don't have any obligations to be there. What, this? As soon as I made my decision, everybody turned their back on me. You think I care about this right now? You think this is what's important to me right now? No. As far as I'm concerned, you don't deserve to get even. And you won't.
I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
Blair Onyx getting a very warm welcome. Very, very warm welcome on Father's Day at Second Shift Brewing as she'll make her way into the ring as she will go one-on-one with the Glory Pro debuting Heather Monroe. As Blair Onyx elevating up and over the top. Last time we saw Blair, it was in a losing effort, but it was a great matchup as she and Freya the Slayer went one-on-one in a tremendous contest. Ben.
First from Des Moines, Iowa, the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe.
Heather was very smart. She brought a fan.
Her opponent from the Spider's Web, the Arachnid, Blair Onyx.
Blair Onyx has really captured the hearts of the Glory Pro Wrestling fans. The young lady from the Spider's Web, a 6-year pro. Blair Onyx originally hails from Kirov, Russia. And, oh, Heather Monroe fanning Blair Onyx. That's sportsmanship. As Blair getting a little cool. Whoa! Heather tried to take the baseball swing, and Blair bridged right underneath it. Probably should have seen that coming. It was a bug? I mean, it was a bug. There was no bug. Blair Onyx trying to figure out if this is a good idea to shake hands with Heather Monroe. I think if you do, you might want to count your fingers afterwards. Oh, wrist lock, and off the ropes goes Blair Onyx, and Heather Monroe steps through with the shoulder block. Heather Monroe, who has been around the wrestling world. She's appeared in the WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, the NWA, pretty much everywhere. As the go behind off the cartwheel, and Blair Onyx just got the count of one. Around the backside, Blair, Russian leg sweep, beautiful execution. Mentioned earlier on, Blair Onyx comes from a sporting hotbed of Kirov. It is northwest of Ufa, north of Kazan and Nizhnekamsk, and northeast of Nizhny Novgorod. Those cities are all KHL cities, which is the Russian version of the National Hockey League. Tremendous hockey history, and Kirov itself has produced many an Olympian. As Blair Onyx getting Heather Monroe to turn around and lights up the chest. Blair laying her back over the ring apron. Oh my goodness gracious. There is no possible way that could feel good as she drives the air out of Heather Monroe, and Heather Monroe back into the ring early. And oh, speaking of no possible way that could feel good, double stomp to the back of the neck, driving Blair Onyx down to the canvas with just a count of 2. Blair Onyx to the body. Oh, Heather Monroe with a chop of her own. And that one doubled Blair down. Oh, go behind. Blair Onyx, standing switch to a full Nelson attempt. Blair able to counter that. Oh, Heather Monroe, forearm strike to the back of the neck. Blair Onyx dropped down over the knee. Heather Monroe shoots her into that second rope, and Blair Onyx ends up down over the bottom rope. And Heather Monroe called right for the camera. And a camel clutch style submission over that second rope. Of course, a submission in the ropes would not count. However, the damage done to the lower back and the neck of Blair Onyx. Blair up in the corner, knife edge chop again from Heather Monroe. Again, coming up in our main event tonight, Kody Lane and Storm Grayson, champions from around the wrestling world who meet inside the Glory Pro ring. Sunset flip, Blair Onyx, kick out there from Heather Monroe. Clothesline from Blair Onyx in a second time. Duck underneath. Blair Onyx, flatliner. Hook of the outside leg with a bridge. Well, that's an innovative pinfall attempt there. Blair Onyx using her strength, which is her flexibility. Bridging on top of Heather Monroe to try to keep her down. Couldn't get the 3 count. Heather Monroe taken up to the shoulders. Blair Onyx, airplane spin. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, only Blair knows. I think Heather went to the eyes, though, to get that break put on. Oh, back senton across the back of Blair Onyx. Heather Monroe stepping through. She'll get a hold of the feet, crisscross on the legs. Could be a deathlock setup. Oh, but she's using the hair of Blair Onyx. Oh, and stomped her into the canvas. Rolls her through, count of 1, 2, and no. Christopher Miles says 2.5. Heather Monroe asking if the official is sure, and He is definitely certain. Heather Monroe taking her time now. Don't want to take too much time. We've seen that in the past cost opponents of Blair Onyx. She has incredible recuperative powers. And it looks like she's going to go for a people's elbow. Heather Monroe. Oh, Blair set up. Oh, Heather Monroe sidekick. Blair back down. And Blair getting back to her knees. Heather tries it again. Blair caught the foot. Blair up to her feet. Goozle. Oh, forearm strike lands across the jaw. Hook. Oh, looked like it was going to be a hammerlock suplex. Instead, around the backside. Blair, Goozle, choke slam. Heather Monroe down. Hook of the outside leg with the bridge. She got it. Big victory for Blair Onyx as she comes up with the choke slam for the pinfall on Heather Monroe and makes a very successful return to Glory Pro Wrestling. Blair Onyx again on the rise here on Ascend. Main event, champions collide when we return.
Oh, I gotta put on my uni for this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, who you with? I'm with the team to be the champ by any means. Hey, what we do? We win together. Too many rings. Who do it better?
I'll call it the form of the forbidden door. The Alpha 1 Zero Gravity Champion, the Southern Flamingo, Kody Lane. And listen to that reaction. And look at that ring gear. There's nobody in the business who looks better than Kody Lane. He's also my oldest son's favorite wrestler. First wrestler he's taken to. Says Coco like you wouldn't believe. He's not even 2. That's Kody Lane. Steps in through the ropes. One of my favorite personalities in all of professional wrestling. But it is a tough test on his hands as we go to Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Today's bouts have 30-minute time limits. This match is for the Alpha 1 Wrestling Zero Gravity Championship. Your referee is Christopher Miles. Introducing first the challenger from Chicago, weighing 210 pounds, Storm Grayson.
Storm Grayson is the freelance world champion. His belt, though, not on the line. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
From Savannah, Oklahoma, weighing 200 pounds, he is the defending Alpha 1 Wrestling Zero Gravity Champion, the Southern Flamingo, Kody Lane.
It is a very rich history in the Alpha 1 Zero Gravity Championship. The likes of Ricky Shane Page, Josh Alexander, Dan the Dad, Orange Cassidy, they have all held that title, including my number 1 bud, Brett Michael David, BMD. But right now, it is Kody Lane who needs to survive this contest to bring that belt back north of the border to Alpha 1 Wrestling, or else the freelance world champion is going to be a double champion. As Storm Grayson backs Kody Lane into the ropes. Kody Lane recently, Storm Grayson goes to that chop, and he'll bail out underneath the bottom rope. Kody Lane recently completed his first successful defense of the Zero Gravity title when he managed to survive a 4-way elimination match in Taylor, Michigan, knocking off Rohit Raju, Jason Hotch, and Jake Christ in that victory. On the other side for Storm Grayson, 520 days as we bring this event to you as the freelance world champion. 17 total defenses, including wins over Calvin Tankman, Leo Rush, Joey Janela, Matthew Raywold, Paul London, Nick Wayne, and Chris Bay. Are you kidding me? As Kody Lane takes Storm Grayson into the corner. Grayson with the knife edge chop to Lane again on the break. And he is clearly trying to get the Southern Flamingo off his game. And of course, Kody Lane with a lot on his mind right now. He and Dan the Dad have formed a very successful partnership. But the last time we saw Dan and Kody in the ring at the same time for Glory Pro Wrestling, Warhorse tattooed the Crown of Glory title into the side of Cody's head. It's one of Dan's best friends in Warhorse traditionally against his newest friend in Kody Lane, and clearly Warhorse has not forgotten the wars with Kody Lane. How much is that going to affect Kody into a matchup like this? Drop down from Grayson, he'll roll underneath. Oh, Kody Lane dives! And takes Grayson right into the steel. Well, never underestimate what Coco can do, Sugar. Knife edge chop lands. Storm Grayson making his way around the outside of the ring. And Kody Lane is lighting up the chest of Storm Grayson. Kody, oh, long run into that rail. As Storm Grayson gets tossed back in, Kody Lane out on the concrete will slide his way back through the ropes with style. Back senton. Of course, the last time we saw Kody Lane in action in Glory Pros, he gets a count of 2. He and Dan the Dad had one of the Glory Pro Wrestling matches of the year, in my opinion, when they went toe-to-toe with the Philly Marino Experience for the United Glory Tag Team titles. That was one of my all-time favorite matches, and I was just blown away by all 4 of those guys. I said on social media, one of my favorite matches to call, as Storm Grayson on the reversal. Up and over the top goes Kody Lane. Storm to the eyes. He'll send Kody to the buckle, sternum first. Back suplex. Oh, Blue Thunder Bomb. Could be new champion. Count of 2.5. Kody Lane survives it. Kody Lane has already survived tests to win that title. He had to go through both Rohit Raju and Evil Uno in a 3-way contest in Alpha 1. Boot downstairs, and of course the strong relationship between Glory Pro Wrestling and Alpha 1 Wrestling continuing on. Storm Grayson getting Kody Lane caught up in the corners. He stomps into it. Oh, Grayson whips Kody Lane hard to the buckles, and he goes upside down. Storm Grayson stalking over at Kody Lane. Champion versus champion in our main event, whether you're joining us on YouTube, on High Spots TV, or the Wrestling Spotlight channel on True TV Plus. We thank you so much for being a part of Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend. As Kody Lane sent across, hard into the buckle. Storm Grayson all his weight into it. Steps back, Insiguri on the step up. All right, you can see why Storm Grayson has held the freelance title for over 500 days. As he'll pull Kody Lane. Oh, looked like he was going to pull him out of the corner. Instead, setting back up, knife edge chop, and that clubbed into his chest. Kody Lane back up to his feet. Grayson being distracted by the ringsiders. You better be careful with that. As Kody Lane, you give him an inch, he can take a mile. Oh, but Storm Grayson with enough still to club him to the chest. Kody Lane trying to hold on to that bottom rope. Not letting Storm Grayson pull him out initially. Now Grayson will. Lane down to the body. Knife edge chop lands from Kody Lane. Make it 2. Grayson cuts him off. And the Alpha 1 Zero Gravity champion is in some trouble. Again, spine hard to the buckles. Oh! Kody dropped down and tripped Grayson into the corner. Can the Southern Flamingo recover? He's had so much success of late with that Southern-style tombstone. Downstairs. Hoist up in the corner. Oh, we've seen that so many times before. That wicked double stomp across the back. Kody hoisting him, trying to get Grayson up. Storm Grayson has him well scouted. He knows that would mean Finley roll. Grayson instead trying to shovel Kody Lane out. Oh, Kody landed on his feet on the apron, able to hang on. Boots him right back down. That's why he's been known as Daddy Longlegs. Slingshot, back senton. Hooks the outside leg, count of 1, 2, and no. Storm Grayson able to get out. Kody Lane, he'll drop the straps. Oh, putting on a show on Father's Day. You could hear the yells in the crowd. Double underhook. He might have been looking J-Driller. Grayson, jackknife cover, count of 2. That title has changed hands 3 times on jackknife pinfalls. As Kody Lane kips back up to his feet. Oh, Grayson inside out with the pendulum suplex. Hooks the outside leg, count of 2. Kody Lane kicks out. Title hanging on by a thread right now as Storm Grayson getting back to his feet, or at least his knees, as Kody Lane recovering on the outside. Talk about earning your title defenses. The first was an elimination 4-way. The second against the freelance world champion, Kody Lane, not taking it easy as the Zero Gravity champion. And does the reign end here? Oh, Kody, step up kick on the ring apron. Oh my goodness gracious, could he be thinking J-Driller? Grayson elevates him, Kody lands on his feet back in the ring, slides through. Oh, Grayson, spine right where wood meets steel. Kody Lane to charge. Bicycle kick through the ropes. Kody hops out to the floor. He may now be sensing an opportunity. What's he signaling for here? He's going all the way up. Kody Lane, high risk district. Back senton. Oh, he landed that beautifully. Hooks the leg, count of 2, and Kody Lane retains the gold.
Winner by pinfall, he is still the Alpha One Wrestling Zero Gravity Champion, Kody Lane.
Well, it may not quite have been another day in paradise in that title defense, but Kody Lane will continue on with the gold as he represents Glory Pro Wrestling and Alpha One as the Zero Gravity Champion. Kody Lane takes the adulation of the fans as we close out another week on Glory Pro Wrestling Ascend.
Hey, who you